My name is Rabbi Lankry. I'm from Kehilas Or Chaim. It's a pleasure to be here today. The discussion we're going to have today is that the central theme of Parshas Behaalotecha is about Emunah and Bitachon, reliance and dependence on Hashem. So at first, let's discuss what's the difference between Emunah and Bitachon. Emunah is faith. Bitachon is reliance. For example, here I am. I'm standing on top of the World Trade Center. Not the new one, but the old one. It's twin towers. There's one tower here, one tower over there. And I'm standing with my friend. Mark is next to me and he says to me, "You see, there's a rope tying between the two towers." I said, "Yep, I see it." He says, "That rope is really strong." He says, "Yep, I believe you, Mark. Thank you." He says, "It's so strong that even you can walk on it." Now, I'm an amateur type roper. I can't really walk that well, but I could do a little bit. So I say to him, "I believe you." That's Emunah. I believe that everything was done correctly. It was tied down. It's tight, strong, it's taut. I can walk across. Then he tells me, "Get on it, walk across." I get up and I'm shaky. But at the end of the day, if I walk across, the action of walking across the twin towers, that's the Bitachon. Bitachon means say, I'm relying. It's the action of the Emunah. Yes, people can believe, but you act upon your belief. Bitachon is acting upon the belief. So in this week's parsha, we have a couple of episodes that illustrates the exercises that the Jewish people had to go through during their stay in the Midbar in order to become solid and successful in Emunah and Bitachon. Episode number 1 is Al Pi Hashem Yachnu V'Al Pi Hashem Yisou. They traveled through the desert, and it was always through the guidance of the cloud, the heavenly cloud. According to God's will, Al Pi Hashem Yachnu, they rested, Al Pi Hashem Yisou, they went on. And the Torah elaborates that they were in a place for many days, then a few days, just an evening, a day and a night and a day. The Torah elaborates all these, and each time it says the expression, Al Pi Hashem Yachnu, Al Pi Hashem Yisou, Al Pi Hashem Yachnu, Al Pi Hashem Yisou. All right, we got the picture. Whenever the cloud went up, they went. When it went down, they rested. We have to know all these details. So asks the Ramban, and to which he concludes and says it was an exercise. Because they came to places that were beautiful, and they said, "Yo, check it out. This is a place we can hang out. It's a beautiful wadi, waterfalls, palm trees, dates, and things are going really nice." He says, "Let's hang out here for a while. What's the rush?" They weren't there for a day. They went there for the evening. In the morning, cloud was up. No one hesitated. They said, Al Pi Hashem Yachnu, Al Pi Hashem Yisou. We're following Hashem's will. And there are times they came to a place that wasn't so pleasant. And what do? They stayed. They stayed a week, a month, a year, whatever was required. They complied because everything they did was Al Pi Hashem Yachnu. According to God's expression, they rested and they traveled. So it was a real exercise of Emunah, a real exercise. Another example is the manna, the bread from heaven. You can imagine bread flying down there, coming down from heaven. Oh, here it comes. Ooh, boo, boo, loaves of bread all over the place. Well, not exactly, but it was a very special type of bread. This special type of bread had any taste in the world. But you know what? In each day fell enough for 2,000 years of sustenance of the Jewish people. But nevertheless, by the end of the day, it melted away. It went into the rivers and streams, and the animals ate from it. And then people ate the animals, and they said, "Wow, that's such a special taste." And they realized, yes, this was from the manna. But why was it so necessary? Why couldn't they put a little preservatives into the manna, let it stay for a while, and then we're good? Because again, it was an exercise of Emunah b'Hashem. If we have enough for today, why do we have to go to work? Well, some of us don't like to go to work anywhere. But nevertheless, Hashem was training us. Dvar yom b'yomo. You get it on a daily basis. And still we had complaints and we had challenges. There is a lesson of Emunah and Bitachon that is so powerful. I'd like to share with you the Gemara in Chulin, Pei Daled. Listen to this Gemara. Talmud states like this, Pei Daled Amud Beis, eyeballs on. La'olam, forever, yochal adam v'yishteh Pachot mema sheyesh lo. If a person is going to consume something, eat or drink, he should eat and drink below his budget. He shouldn't overindulge, overexpend in what he's consuming. V'ilbash v'yitkaseh b'ma sheyesh lo. If a person wishes to dress, he should dress according to his expense, to his ability to spend on clothing. He shouldn't be too cheap, and he shouldn't be too fancy. He should do according to his capabilities. V'yichabed et ishto banav, and he should honor his wife and children yoter b'ma sheyesh lo, with more than he has. Shehem teluyim bo, because they are dependent upon the husband, the father. V'hu talui, and he's dependent. B'misha amar v'haya olam, he's dependent upon Hashem, the one that said there should be a world. And to which Rabbi Lankry shares us a fabulous insight. What is being said here? When a child looks to his father, the child looks to the mother, and the mother looks to the father, and the father looks to Hashem, there is an order upon which, when you look to the elder and you look to the father and you have trust in them that they will provide, they will provide. That energy that we give over to the mother, which is totally understandable, every child doesn't think twice, that mommy will provide and that daddy will provide. And daddy looks to Hashem, Hashem will provide. Let's take this a step further. There's a Gemara in Ta'anis that says like this, that there was a story between a young boy and a girl, just over the age of maturity, that they met randomly, let's say in a park. And they liked each other. And they gave each other, one another's trust. It wasn't a marriage, it wasn't an engagement. But they said when they grow up, they want to be married to one another. And they were looking for witnesses. Okay, so let's put on some type of a bond. He wanted to commit to her, she wanted to see commitment from him, she was going to wait around, he was going to wait till he grows up. So they saw a chulda, they saw a weasel, and they saw also a pit. They said, the pit and the weasel, we're putting our trust into them so that they will be our witnesses, or they will be there to testify that we've made a commitment for one another. Years go by, and guys are not really good with their commitments. The guy meets another girl, he marries her, and they have children. They have 2 children. As the children are starting to grow older, Rashi tells us on Tanis Ches Amud Aleph that something crazy happened. One day, a chulda climbed in, bit the child, and killed the child. Wow! Another day, the other child was walking around and fell into a pit and passed away. The wife approached the husband and said, "What's going on? Our children are dying from crazy types of death. There has to be something in your history. Talk to me. What's going on?" So he says, when I was younger, I met this girl and I made a commitment to her. And there was no witnesses, and I used a weasel, a chulda, and I used a bar, a pit, and they were my witnesses. And it seems to be they came to enact their testimony. Do we understand what the Talmud is telling us? That if you entrust even an animal or an inanimate object, a bar, it's a hollow pit. If you entrust and you give your emunah to them, you're empowering them. You're giving them energy that they can do something about what you've entrusted them with. That's an amazing lesson. It's an amazing lesson. And the Torah tells us again in this week's parsha, they wanted meat. They came to Moshe, "Give us meat." So he looks to Hashem, and he says to Hashem, "Ha'anochi har'iti et ha'am hazeh," that I conceive and give birth to this nation, that I can provide them with meat in the desert. They are my children. You have 3 million people out there asking for me, coming to Moshe. Moshe says, "Hashem, I didn't conceive them." Rabbi Lankry shares us a fascinating insight that Moshe Rabbeinu is really saying that if he was the biological father, He would be able to provide in the desert for 3 million people. It's not a mystery, it would have been a reality. Desert, nothing there, nothing around, no water. Kids want meat. I'm daddy, I will provide. You know why? Because they're relying on me. And I can look to Hashem and you will provide. That's the lesson of Bitachon. Bitachon empowers us. Bitachon empowers the people, or even the stones and the animal objects, even the animals that we want to train and we want to guide. Do we want to put in them energy? Yes, we can train even a killer whale. It's by ingratiating them with our trust. So here we are, and we have challenges today in our youth. And what happens? Go over to your teenage son, put your arm around him, and say to him, son, I believe in you. There's nothing you cannot do. You're amazing. You're outstanding. I think the world of you. You empower him with your confidence in him, and you know what? He's going to fly. He's going to live up to your wildest dreams. Good luck. Good chalice.